I never have to worry, and I can be happy when Melissa Mann joins us this morning, or whenever she joins us.
I don't know that you don't have to worry.
Just be happy and whistle. Singing a song this morning. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. Thanks. It's good to see you too.
So, there's a lot happening at Drakewell.
There is. We're full-fledged in the season.
Well, before we get into the summer activities, let's recap a little bit what the events that happened this spring. School tours.
School tours. We have seen, we had our last big school tour yesterday. Titusville Middle School came down. And we have seen about 1,100 students in May and then this week in June. So.
Do you ever get stories years later where somebody comes in and says, I was here in fourth grade?
Yeah. We see in Titusville, we see the sixth graders, but we still see some fourth graders.
And that was because of a curriculum change, correct?
Right, okay. Yeah. PA history is now done in sixth grade.
Okay.
And so I'll ask folks when they come in to the museum, have you been here before? Yeah, but it was in the fourth grade. And it didn't look anything like this.
What was the year the renovations took place?
From the end of 2009 till when we reopened the building in 2012.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So it was a long period that.
So maybe a few more years of.
Yeah, that it didn't look anything like this. Yeah. We'll take it. It's always we love it when people come in and they're surprised. Even people who have never been. I think because it's in a small town in rural Pennsylvania that they're not expecting.
Well, you don't just drive
what
past
they see.
it.
Right. You got to work to get there.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, and I know I've talked to you about this, the Petroleum lecture series you guys hold every March. It's really an amazing month of programming. But it's fun to just kind of take a peek into the museum and look around and go, wow, we need to come back and make time to just, enjoy what's here.
Right. We like to give people at that event the opportunity of, taking a walk around, but it's not enough time for them to really delve into the exhibit.
Just enough.
Just a little, please come back and see us again. But yeah, the speakers this year were just fantastic. And we have really been lucky and the staff works hard to find people who are doing new research, new topics, a good mix of history with kind of currently what's going on in the industry and in current events with the industry. And so it's always interesting. I always learn something, which is what the museum's all about.
Yeah, and it's a nice blend, too, of experts in their fields and maybe amateurs that do their own research.
Right, absolutely.
And have that opportunity to present what they found.
Absolutely, yeah, and we get the full gamut of folks coming in to use our archives and collections, and doing research elsewhere that they're really passionate about whatever in particular they're studying, and so we like to encourage that because that's what history is about.
An author was just in town last night to discuss her book on Ida Tarbell.
I know, I missed it.
So did I. But it was it's a great looking book.
Yeah.
But do you have folks that it's a pleasant surprise when you kind of walk through, maybe they're in to do some research and you're having that conversation and say, oh, yeah, I'm doing a book on so-and-so. You go, oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yes. And, we're always so excited when folks, contact us and, want to get into our collections because we haven't even honestly scratched the surface of the research that could be done in our collections.
Really?
Really.
So do people just sort of keep taking the
top? They just keep kind of digging a little deeper. And so when folks contact us and say, I'm really interested in X, we'll say, well, we have this, and, really kind of talk to them and say, well, what exactly are you trying to do? And it's always nice, and I've always enjoyed this as a historian when I go to do research at facilities where the curators listen to you and what you're trying to do, and nobody knows the collection better than the curator of that collection, and they're able to say, oh, well, we also have this you might be interested in looking at, which puts a whole new spin on what you were thinking, which is kind of cool. Because it's kind of serendipitous. You didn't, as a researcher, know that you were going to find this cool stuff.
So what sort of depth are we looking at here with research material? Is it just related to Drake Well? Does it include Pithole? I mean, what's...
Some Pithole, yeah. So we have about 4,000 artifacts in our collection, so three-dimensional artifacts. And then we have about 1,200 cubic feet of manuscript material. And manuscript material is like the Drake letters, Edwin Drake's handwritten letters. It could also be the United Refinery papers, so a company's papers. It could be diaries, maps, photographs. We have over 10,000 photographs in our collection.
Wow.
So there's so much manuscript material that we haven't even scratched the surface of, stuff that we're still going through and cataloging and saying, okay, this is what's in this collection. Because it's just sometimes box upon box upon box. What we have fills this room.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's a lot, and for us, there's so much history left to discover in those papers, and arguments and interpretations to be made from those papers that just hasn't been done yet.
Now, we were talking before we came on that time is just flying, and
it is.
I don't know how you would even have time to start.
I know. It's always frustrating.
Well, because I'm sure you think, hey, in January, maybe we can get to that.
Yeah, no.
And then, yeah.
And then something else comes up.
Right.
Yeah. It can be frustrating because as historians, we're like, the fun part of our job is getting into the collections and really doing that discovery and interpretive work. And often we don't get a chance to do that because we're doing the other parts of our job.
Well, speaking of doing the job.
Yeah. We've got a lot coming up.
Yeah.
So let's see. This weekend is Wildcatter Day, or Wildcatter Festival, out at Pithole. So Pithole is now open for the season. Opened, I know, it's great. Opened this last weekend, and is open on Saturdays and Sundays in June, July, and August. And also this year, the first weekend of September, that Labor Day weekend.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be open.
Is that a lot of back and forth for you?
Pardon me?
Is that a lot of back and forth for you, or?
No, not really, because we hire great interns every year to work out there, and then we have a core of Pithole volunteers that also work those weekends and help out. Nice. So there's not a whole lot of back and forth for me or the permanent staff.
Okay.
So
what should folks expect this weekend?
This weekend, it's going to be kind of a living history festival, and so we're going to have blacksmiths and coopers and weavers and open fire cooking demonstrations. We're going to do guided walking tours of the grounds. Bill Stumpf is going to be there doing storytelling. We're going to have a special scavenger hunt for kids. Dwight Proper will be there doing 3-card Monty.
Nice.
For
so
adults.
It's kind of like the Lantern Tours almost.
Kind of. But a lot of, kind of hands-on demonstrators who are showing you this is how artisans did their craft in this time period. We're also going to have Civil War reenactors. And then we're going to have music as well. The Acoustic Shadows of the Blue and Gray out of Pittsburgh are coming up. They do Civil War period music. So we're going to have those folks as well. It's going to be a cool day.
What time does everything start?
It starts at 10, goes to 4 on Saturday the 8th.
Very nice. So, and the weather's going to be perfect.
I know. It's so nice when I was listening to your weather report, it's like, just expect rain now. It's like the new normal is rain. But yeah, so we also have a special admission rate that day. So it's $8 for adults and $5 for youth 5 to 17. Anybody under 5 is free.
Oh, nice.
And we have the group rate of if you buy 2 adult tickets for $10, you get 3 youth tickets for free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope there's not a whole lot you can do with a family of 5 for $20. So
that's true. That's true.
We're gonna have hamburgers and hot dogs for sale and all that as well, picnic foods.
And they can walk through the museum.
They can walk through the museum, see the diorama of what the town used to look like.
That's incredible.
Yeah, which is really cool. And we'll have guides in the museum as well, little museum there as well. So
Wonderful.
The film of Pithole history, you can watch that as well. So
you're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and Armstrong and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Here with Melissa Mann this morning, and nice way to start off the summer season.
Yeah.
What else are you working on?
In July, and we're really excited about this because we kind of launched it last year, is Discovery Days, which is a day camp for kids 8 to 12.
Very nice.
And we do it on 4 consecutive Thursdays. So it's not a full week. It's just 4 Thursdays. We're starting this year because July 4th lands on a Thursday. We're starting the week after.
Okay.
So it'll be the last 3 Thursdays in July and the first Thursday in August. And each Thursday has its own theme. So we've got this year transportation and communication day. So they're going to ride the OC&T, and we're also going to have the ham radio operators in from Venango County to teach them how, and so they're going to have kind of a full day of how, the history of transportation in our area and communications. They're going to do telegraph to radio. It's going to be pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
And then we've got a full Pithole day where we're going to take them out to Pithole and do a full day out there. And we've got a day of essentially parks. And what to expect and who in the community helps take care of parks. So we're going to have folks from DCNR, from state parks. We're going to have folks from state forests. The Game Commission is going to come up. So we're going to have a lot of different folks. PennDOT's coming. Talk about how they make the roadways to parks. Kind of, and bringing, fun kind of, pavers and, tools of the trade from these different departments and how, they help us keep parks and the history in parks going, and how they help with tourism. And then we have one whole day that's dedicated to the environment, and how to consume petroleum, but also keep the environment healthy.
We had Juliet Hilburn on the show earlier this week, and I asked her where she, kind of discovered that passion for history, and it was going to camp at Drake Well.
Yeah, and they used to have a history day camp. I think it was called Lease Life Day Camp, and we've kind of, every program kind of goes through an evolution and a cycle, and it's real popular, and then it gets less so. And so we evaluated that program and kind of tweaked it into this program, and it seems to be a little bit more popular now.
But you never know, do you, when you have a student that comes in and
you never know. My first year here, we did the traditional day camp. And we had a student, and he's now a volunteer with us, and that was 6 years ago. And so he's, gosh, I think he's 15 now, 15 or 16 now, and he volunteers for us all the time. Just kind of ignited that passion for history.
I think I know who it is.
Maybe.
Yeah. Starts with a G.
It does.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
No, and that's great. He's a great kid.
Yeah,
anyways,
he is.
He is. So again, here's a great opportunity. Give the kids something to do, and it's not
absolutely, and and so it's for members of the Friends of Drakewell. It's $75 for the full 4 weeks. $25 a Thursday if they do it separately. They don't have to come every Thursday. If you can't fit it into your the schedule for 4 Thursdays, we're happy to have them for 2 or 3.
But you do one, and you're going to want to do more.
I know you're going to want to do more. Non-members, it's $80 for the 4, and then $30 for each day.
Very nice. So maybe when they're signing up, they could.
Yeah, we provide pizza. They get take home pizza for lunch on 3 of the weeks. 1 week they have to bring their own lunch, and then they get T-shirts and journals, and they make crafts, and they get a lot of stuff to bring home with them as well. So.
I think I might sign up for that.
Yeah, you're a little bit just a scotch outside the age limit.
You should do it for adults.
We have talked about that.
Have you?
We did. We talked about that because we were going through kind of what the lineup of events were for each Thursday, and the staff was looking at them, and some of our volunteers, and they were like, well, we don't know about that. And, well, we'd be interested in hearing about that. And I said, we really should have one for adults.
You should. Well, maybe that's something else you can incorporate next year.
We'll look into that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
When you have Oil Heritage Festival, we were talking to Susan Williams, coming up in July. And, of course, Oil Festival, and August is a big month anyways.
Right.
Do you see that influx of people around the big festivals from the outside areas?
Yes. July and August are always our biggest months of the year for visitation, and we do what we try to do is, especially here in Titusville, because Oil Festival is such a downtown community event, we try not to have anything really big that will draw people away from that kind of downtown event, but because it's Oil Festival and we're the Oil Museum, we have to,
It's kind of funny, isn't it? Like,
it's kind of
hey, it's about us, but
try to have a nice balance. And so we will, do something on Oil Festival weekend. We try to have a presence downtown. And then, we will do something on a smaller scale, like a temporary exhibit opening or, something like that, so that it will draw people, because people will come, if they've come for Oil Festival and they're interested in the history, they're going to come to the museum anyway.
When people come in, do you guys help them out with related activities? Like, do you
Absolutely.
say, hey, there's Oil City has this, or Franklin or Meadville, you can hit these places?
Absolutely. Our mission is to get folks to stay in the region longer.
Okay.
And so if they ask us for places to eat, we'll tell them, what we have in town, what their options are, where to shop, what recreation they can do, other museums or parks that they can visit within the National Heritage Area. We really do try to help them, help the region out and help other folks out to keep folks in the region, because it helps all of us.
And I would imagine others are doing that with you, or somebody's coming in and saying, oh, yeah, we were just at the Venango Museum and they sent us.
Yeah, you should go up to Drakewell. Yeah. We try to, we're all of us, we know we can't survive without each other, so we're pretty reciprocal and helping each other out.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a busy summer.
It is. It's going to be a busy summer. It's going to be fun. It's always fun. It's always a little hectic, controlled chaos.
With your
fun.
crew, yeah.
It's always a little controlled chaos, but it works for us. So
every day's a little different?
Every day's a little different, yeah. And even after 6 years, every day's still a little different. So.
Well, I'm excited by a lot of events this summer and this fall, and we have time to talk about that.
I know, we haven't even talked about Let's Rock is happening for the second time in August, so we're got big plans for that. Pithole Lantern Tours are in October.
One night only, though, right?
One night only.
Okay.
With the option maybe of growing it the year after. We'll see.
It's magical.
It is. We'll see how it goes.
Well, everything you guys do, whether it was the circus or the program you guys are doing this summer again, it's always fun.
Yeah,
you guys
we try. For us, it's a lot of hard work, but when other people are having fun, we're having fun. Yeah. So it all works out.
If folks have questions, want more information, how do they find you?
They can call us at 814-827-2797 or check our website at drakewell.org, or they can find us on Facebook at Drakewell Museum.
Or take a walk or a bike ride down to the museum.
That's right, or they can stop in.
Good to see you.
You too. Thanks.